paths have they taken over the past 5 decades? Prepare a fragrant Italian espresso, a glass of red wine, or any beverage of your choice, and join me on this nostalgic journey. What will you choose to accompany you today? Share with us. Al Pacino, born April 25, 1940, entered The Godfather at the age of 32 and transformed Michael Corleone into one of the greatest characters in cinema history. His role as the son reluctantly becomes a mafia boss brought Pacino to the top, with his eyes both painful and determined, making the audience unable to take their eyes off. Before The Godfather, he attracted attention with The Panic in Needle Park, 1971, portraying an obsessive drug addict, and Serpico, 1973, playing an upright cop. After The Godfather, Pacino continued to conquer with Scarface, 1983, Heat, 1995, and Scent of a Woman, 1992, winning the Oscar for Best Actor. He also had a passion for theater, co-founding the Actors Studio and performing in Shakespeare plays. At 84, Pacino is still making films, most recently House of Gucci, 2021, and is a father of 4, always emphasizing his family as his greatest inspiration. He once said, "Acting is my way of finding the truth in my soul." Pacino's Michael Corleone is not just a role, but a symbol of complexity, of choices that lead us down paths of no return. Seek the truth in everything you do, and don't be afraid to face the dark corners to grow.
They throwing us out?
The police? Hi, I'm Al Pacino. You did was the first of 5 movies, and I met Frank Serpico.
Diane Keaton, born January 5, 1946, portrayed Kay Adams, a woman caught between love and the world of crime, in The Godfather. At 26, Keaton portrayed Kay's vulnerability and resilience, making audiences sympathize with her inner struggles. Before The Godfather, she worked with Woody Allen in Play It Again, Sam, 1972, and then won an Oscar for Annie Hall, 1977, a role that defined her comedic and charming style. Keaton continued to shine in Sleeper, 1973, Reds, 1981, which earned her an Oscar nomination, and Something's Gotta Give, 2003. In addition to acting, she directed Heaven, 1987, Unstrung Heroes, 1995, and wrote several books on art and fashion. Keaton's unique fashion style, with its fedoras and men's shirts, has inspired millions. At 78, she is still active in the arts, lives simply in Los Angeles, and is a foster mother of 2. Keaton once said, "I'm not afraid of getting older, I just want to be true to myself." Her Kay Adams is a symbol of loyalty and the struggle to keep love. Lessons from Keaton: be true to yourself, break boundaries, and let creativity guide your life.
They've worked with me, yeah.
Not all of them are your friends. Okay.
But I love her. I thought she was very funny and very attractive.
Simonetta Stefanelli, born November 30th, 1954, captivated audiences with her role as Apollonia Vitelli in The Godfather. At the age of 18, she brought a sweet Sicilian beauty and a fragility that made Michael's heart flutter, despite her short, dreamlike role. Her wedding scene and her love scenes with Michael became symbols of pure but fragile love. After The Godfather, Stefanelli returned to Italy, starring in films such as Three Brothers, 1981, and The King's Whore, 1990, and also appeared in many Italian television shows in the 80s. She gradually left the screen to pursue a career in modeling and fashion, opening a boutique brand in Rome, known for its Italian designs. Stefanelli's personal life is private, but she is the mother of a daughter and is proud of her Sicilian roots. At 70, she lives a quiet life, occasionally sharing memories of The Godfather in interviews. Her Apollonia remains a gem, reminding us that even fleeting moments can leave an everlasting mark. Lesson from Stefanelli: shine brightly in your moment, and choose the path that brings true happiness. Julie Gregg, born January 24, 1937, died November 7, 2016, brought Sandra Corleone, Sonny's strong and patient wife in The Godfather. At 35, Greg portrayed the quiet sacrifice of Sandra, a woman who lives in the shadow of the mafia family but still maintains a deep love. Despite being a supporting role, she made the audience feel the character's heart. Before The Godfather, Greg was famous for playing Peggy in The Mod Squad, 1968 to 1973, and conquered the Broadway stage with her voice and grace in musicals. After the film, she went on to appear in Falcon Crest, The Incredible Hulk, and many plays, and was also a sought-after model. Greg's personal life was challenging, with 2 marriages but no children, and she has shared that the stage is where she finds solace. Greg passed away at the age of 79 from cancer, leaving a legacy in the hearts of her fans. Her Sandra is a symbol of resilience, reminding us to appreciate the quiet women in our families. Lessons from Greg: find the light in challenges, and appreciate the quiet roles that shape our lives. Al Martino, born October 7, 1927, died October 13, 2009, brought the dramatic singer Johnny Fontane to life in The Godfather. At 45, Martino combined a smooth voice with a natural performance, making Johnny a memorable character who embodied Hollywood dreams in the shadow of the mafia. Before The Godfather, Martino was already a pop star with hits like Here in My Heart, 1952, his first UK #1, and Spanish Eyes, 1966. After the film, he continued his singing career, performing around the world and releasing more than 30 albums, ranging from traditional Italian to modern pop. Martino's personal life was tumultuous, with 2 marriages and 3 children, but he was proud of his family and Italian roots. "Music is how I tell my story," he once said. Martino died at the age of 82, leaving behind a legacy of music and film. His Johnny Fontane was a reminder that talent can shine through, even in the most difficult of circumstances.
Somebody cried, "Don't wait outside. Come say hello there." They were singing songs I knew when I was young.
Marlon Brando, born April 3, 1924, died July 1, 2004, was the soul of The Godfather as Vito Corleone. At 48, Brando brought a terrifying yet humane take on the tycoon, with his signature husky voice and subtle gestures, winning the Oscar for Best Actor. Before The Godfather, he made history with A Streetcar Named Desire, 1951, and On the Waterfront, 1954, both of which earned him Oscar nominations. He then shocked audiences with Last Tango in Paris, 1972, and Apocalypse Now, 1979. Brando was a pioneer of realistic acting, influencing generations of actors to come. His personal life was filled with drama, with 3 marriages, 11 children, and political controversy, but he always sought truth through art. Brando passed away at the age of 80, leaving behind an immortal legacy. His Vito Corleone is a symbol of power, loyalty, and human complexity that will forever resonate with audiences.
Well, Joe Colombo was the famous fellow who walks and says, "We don't want to..."
Sterling Hayden, born March 26, 1916, died May 23, 1986, brought Captain McCluskey, the corrupt police officer in The Godfather. At 56, Hayden showed toughness and authority, even in a supporting role, making the confrontation with Michael unforgettable for the audience. Before The Godfather, he made his mark with The Asphalt Jungle, 1950, and Dr. Strangelove, 1964, showing his talent from film noir to satirical comedy. In real life, Hayden was an extraordinary character, a World War II veteran, seasoned sailor, and author of the memoir Wanderer, 1963, about his wandering journey. His personal life included 4 marriages and 4 children, but he always lived freely, loving the sea. Hayden died at the age of 70 of prostate cancer, leaving behind a diverse legacy. His McCluskey, though brief, is an important piece, a reminder that even small roles can leave a big impression if played with passion.
Well, if the article gets written, it gets written. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And meanwhile, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fine.
I've always been, even with the depression, I'm not depressed all the time. You know?
No, you're not depressed now, for heaven's sake.
No, I'm fine.
Robert Duvall, born January 5, 1931, portrayed Tom Hagen, the intelligent and loyal advisor to the Corleone family, in The Godfather. At 41, Duvall displayed a calm and shrewdness that made Tom an indispensable strategic mind. Before The Godfather, he had made a splash in To Kill a Mockingbird, 1962, and then continued to shine in The Great Santini, 1979, Apocalypse Now, 1979, and Tender Mercies, 1983, winning the Oscar for Best Actor. Duvall also directed and produced independent films, demonstrating a profound artistic vision. At 93, he lives simply in Virginia with his wife and 2 children, enjoys horseback riding, and does charity work. Duvall once said, "Acting is listening and reacting to what is around you." His life is a testament to perseverance and loyalty to his art. Duvall's Tom Hagen is a symbol of trust, reminding us of the value of promises and responsibility in all relationships. Lesson from Duvall: listen to your heart and stay loyal, no matter how life changes.
Con. Jimmy is he and Bill Murray are the 2 funniest guys I ever worked with. And yeah, because we all knew him, believe me. And to keep this set, fun.
Abe Vigoda, born February 24, 1921, died January 26, 2016, brought Sal Tessio, the loyal but ultimately treacherous friend in The Godfather. At 51, Vigoda portrayed the complexity of Tessio, making audiences both pity and blame him as they watched his fateful decision. Before The Godfather, he appeared on Broadway and in television films, but the role of Tessio brought him to a global audience. Vigoda then became a comedy star with Barney Miller, 1975 to 1982, and Fish, 1977 to 1978, winning audiences with his unique sense of humor. He was also famous for joking about false rumors that he had died, even taking out ads to prove he was still alive. Vigoda's personal life was simple, with a marriage and a daughter. At the age of 94, he left behind a legacy of laughter. Vigoda's Tessio reminds that loyalty may be tested, but the legacy of sincerity will live on.
They're all favorite.
Yeah? Which generation made the best movies? They're not all good. There's gotta be some bad movies. Like, Dirty Dancing 2 wasn't that good.
James Caan, born March 26, 1940, died July 6, 2022, brought Sonny Corleone, the fiery but loving elder brother, to life in The Godfather. At 32, Caan portrayed Sonny's intensity and loyalty, making the character a symbol of family love, even if it led to tragedy. Before The Godfather, he broke out in Brian's Song, 1971, a touching portrayal of friendship, and followed that up with The Gambler, 1974, Misery, 1990, and Elf, 2003, demonstrating his versatility from drama to comedy. Caan was a father of 5, including actor Scott Caan, and was proud of his family. Offstage, he was passionate about martial arts, coached children, and lived life with a spirit of never-ending challenge. Caan died at the age of 82, leaving behind a rich cinematic legacy. His Sonny is a symbol of fierce passion, reminding us that family is a flame worth protecting, no matter the cost.
Yeah.
You and Billy D. Williams in it was just a
We went up. That was a Jackie Kincannon we went up. We were just going to get the crowd, and we just went up because they were playing a practice game.
The Godfather is not just a movie, but a timeless symphony about power, family, and the choices that shape destiny. From Vito Corleone to Sonny, each actor weaves an irreplaceable piece, like Italian melodies that resonate through time. While some have passed away, their legacy lives on, reminding us of the power of art, loyalty, and humanity. Thank you for joining me on this journey of memories. If you enjoyed today's story, please share your thoughts and click like to support us. What memories of The Godfather make your heart flutter? Tell me, and I'll see you on the next nostalgia train. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Have you ever wondered what happened to those vampire-slaying heroes of yesteryear? Today, we'll take a look back at the cast of the classic series Buffy the Vampire Slayer and explore how their lives have unfolded more than 20 years after the show ended. Premiering in 1997, Buffy wasn't just a cultural phenomenon, it shaped a generation with its unforgettable characters and emotional storytelling. So, where are those familiar faces now? Let's dive in. Sarah Michelle Gellar, born April 14, 1977, made a lasting impression on pop culture as Buffy Summers on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A small but strong girl, Buffy not only slayed vampires but also overcame teenage heartache, love, loss, and heavy responsibility. Sarah brought the character to life, making Buffy a symbol of strength and independence for a generation of viewers. Who hasn't wanted to pick up a stake and go monster hunting at least once? After Buffy ended in 2003, Sarah continued to make horror films like The Grudge, 2004, but gradually withdrew from the spotlight to focus on her family. She has been married to Freddie Prinze Jr. since 2002, has 2 children and co-founded Foodsters, an organic baked goods brand with a strong family imprint. At 48, 2025, Sarah is rarely seen on screen, although she made a brief return in Wolfpack, 2023. Now, instead of vampire dust, she's covered in cake dust. Does Buffy agree with this peaceful life? What do you think? Comment below.
Right.
Yes, I mean, I think that's true, and I've always, when Chloe Zhao first came to me, I was so overwhelmed. I mean, she's one of the, and she said, I have this idea, and I can't do it without doing it, and having the incredible Zuckermans, I think we're getting close.
Didn't know before.
I was a teenager.
Right.
I know everything now that I did not.
Allison Hannigan, born March 24, 1974, is the person who brought life to Willow Rosenberg, Buffy's shy best friend who turns into a badass witch. Originally a computer-savvy nerd, Willow has grown into one of the strongest and most complex characters on the show. And let's be honest, Allison made being nerdy cool. Who knew that the girl with the giant backpack could save the world with spells? After Buffy, Allison continued to shine as Lily on How I Met Your Mother, 2005 to 2014. Admit it, you were laughing out loud at her and Marshall's antics, right? And don't forget Michelle from American Pie, This One Time, at band camp. Is legendary. By 2025, Allison is 51 years old, still as charming as ever, living with her husband Alexis Denisof, aka Wesley from Buffy, and 2 adorable daughters. Though she's less on screen, I bet she's still practicing magic in the kitchen, cooking magic, that is. What's your favorite Willow moment? Share it.
Well, after the 3rd season, it was one of those. She worked 18-hour days for years, and a question of like who was the most annoyed, which obviously I wouldn't have. Super professional, it's just, and as she stated, it was one of those games and then he used the word annoyed or something and I had to answer.
Nicholas Brendan, born April 12, 1971, made a name for himself as Xander Harris, a powerless guy who was the heart of the Scooby Gang on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In a world filled with magic and danger, Xander was the most normal guy, but also the one who kept things together. He was the embodiment of loyalty, resilience, and kindness, someone who was always there when you needed him most, even when he was scared. Nicholas brought more than just acting to the character, with his knowing eyes, optimistic smile, and underlying vulnerability. After Buffy, he continued his acting career in shows like Criminal Minds, but his personal life was full of challenges. He struggled with mental health, addiction, and legal troubles, which he was not shy about sharing publicly. Yet, in 2025, at age 54, Nicholas has not given up. He attends fan meetings, continues to connect with people who grew up with Buffy and Xander. Although his life has been bumpy at times, that is what makes his journey real, touching, and relatable. Have you ever met Nicholas? Has he inspired you the way Xander did? Share your story.
Circumstances, I wish it was celebrating.
I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah? You're not ashamed of what?
Of
it either, but I wish we were talking about happy.
It's a good question, Doc. The drinking is a symptom of a deeper rooted issue, and that there's some trauma there that I really need to take care of.
Anthony Stewart Head, born February 20th, 1954, has been a standout as Rupert Giles, Buffy Summers' wise and proper guardian. The embodiment of knowledge, discipline, and a touch of old-fashioned Britishness, Giles has not only been a role model for the audience, but also a moral support for the entire Scooby Gang. With his deep British accent and thoughtful gaze, Anthony has transformed Giles into a symbol of wisdom and loyalty in the chaotic world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. After leaving Sunnydale, Anthony continued to impress with his roles in Merlin, 2008 to 2012, Dominion, 2014 to 2015, and many other TV and stage projects in the UK. Longtime British audiences will still remember him from his famous Nescafe commercials, an interesting highlight in a diverse career. In 2025, at the age of 71, he is still actively acting and voice acting, living with his longtime partner Sarah Fisher and 2 daughters who are also pursuing the arts. His legacy? As the perfect role model of a teacher, a friend, and an unsung hero. What lectures by Giles have you remembered? Share them to celebrate his wisdom.
And I was in a great TV show. My character was Giles, American language, because Fox and edit out anything that was questionable that I introduced that they had no idea what they were. One was bollocks.
David Boreanaz, born May 16, 1969, is the perfect embodiment of Angel, a soulful vampire who silently bears the sins of the dark. With his deep eyes, sad voice, and cold demeanor, David moved millions of viewers as Buffy's tragic first love. Angel is more than just a character, he is a storm of emotions, an indelible image of beautiful sadness. After Buffy, Angel had his own spin-off series Angel, 1999 to 2004, where David portrayed his inner depths in a captivating way. Not stopping there, he continued to assert his position on the small screen through his roles as Agent Booth in Bones, 2005 to 2017, and Leader Jason Hayes in SEAL Team, 2017 to 2024. At 56 in 2025, David still maintains his charisma, directing, acting, and raising a family with his wife Jamie Bergman, married since 2001, and 2 children. David Boreanaz has always been a symbol of mystery, quiet, steady, and unpretentious. Now, if you see Angel on the street, do you think he has a steak or a cup of coffee in his hand? Whisper your guess in the comments section.
Moments. Wow. I remember being at a party once. It was a big party after an awards ceremony. It was tons of people there. Through, and I saw Mick Jagger just corner. I get about 3 feet, and he just does this whole. I caught eyes, and he just looked at me. Okay. Yeah, look, I'm not coming towards your den, bud. I'm going to just keep passing.
James Marsters, born August 20th, 1962, is the rebellious spirit who brings Spike to life, a platinum-haired vampire with a reckless attitude and a complicated heart. From archenemy to loyal ally, Spike always makes every scene pop with his biting humor, piercing gaze, and unmistakable style. That leather jacket? Still the ultimate cool symbol to this day. James doesn't just play Spike, he is Spike, with an unbridled underground rock vibe. After Buffy and Angel, he continued to rock the screen with roles in Smallville, Torchwood, and a number of independent projects. He also burns himself on stage with the band Ghost of the Robot, bringing the true spirit of energetic punk. In 2025, at the age of 63, James is still in top form, acting, performing, interacting with fans at comic conventions like an unquenchable fire. Married to Patricia Ramon since 2011, father of a son, but still retains the rebellious quality that makes fans crazy. So for you, Spike or James, who is the real rebel crush? Scream in the comments, mates.
Whatever.
Everyone had their own experience.
Everyone had their own experience.
I'm not going to tell them they didn't.
Your experience.
Yeah, my experience.
Because I remember you telling me in the first. Maybe just recap that briefly, but then go into what your perception was.
In Joss's world, evil is not cool, and I really respect him for the challenges that you get over in your adolescence. So vampires are supposed to be over. I was Angel, and I was supposed to come in and get killed.
Charisma Carpenter, born July 23, 1970, is the woman who transformed Cordelia Chase from a fierce queen bee into a true warrior, an incredible journey both on and off screen. Originally a sarcastic girl with razor-sharp eyes, Cordelia grew into a brave, self-sacrificing woman who fought for what was right. Charisma brought Cordy to life with her sharpness, charm, and most of all, her unshakable inner strength. After Buffy and Angel, Charisma continued to assert her personality in roles on Charmed, The Expendables, and many other TV shows. But perhaps her most inspiring moment came in 2021, when she bravely spoke out against Joss Whedon's on-set misconduct, an act that was powerful, courageous, and powerful. As of 2025, at age 55, Charisma is still acting while raising her son from her marriage to Michael Rossi, which ended in 2008. She is not only an actress, but also a symbol of resilience and self-esteem. What do you think of Cordelia's inspiring journey and Charisma's own? We'd love to hear your story. Michelle Trachtenberg, born October 11, 1985, surprised Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans when she appeared as Dawn Summers, Buffy's fallen from the sky younger sister, and also the mysterious Key. Dawn may have been a bit whiny and a bit of a troublemaker, but there's no denying that she brought a breath of fresh air to the series, and Michelle perfectly embodied the teen drama vibe of the early 2000s. After Buffy, Michelle continued to make audiences love her through the role of Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl, 2008 to 2012, scheming, charming, and always the most entertaining prankster on screen. Before that, she also lost a group of friends in Eurotrip, 2004, a role that was both funny and memorable. Now, at 40, in 2025, Michelle is keeping a low profile but not a quiet one. She's turned to writing, producing, and still maintaining that charming mystery. No strings attached, no fanfare, just a little quiet and a lot of personality. So what do you think? Is the old Dawn Summers working on a dark vampire story or a sweet modern-day rom-com? Guess what she's writing? Drop your ideas in the comments. Emma Caulfield, born April 8, 1973, is the adorably weird soul of Buffy as Anya Jenkins, a former demon who speaks her mind, says what she thinks, and has absolutely no concept of social graces. But it's that rawness that makes her so irresistible, funny, incredibly honest, and surprisingly sympathetic. Anya brings not only laughter but also emotional depth, and Emma delivers it all with unmatched grace. After Buffy, Emma appeared in Once Upon a Time in WandaVision, 2021, not in a leading role, but each time she appeared, old fans nodded, yeah, still the weirdness I loved back then. At 52 in 2025, she continues to act, write independent scripts, and enjoy life with her young daughter, the result of her marriage to director Mark Ford, 2006 to 2016. Anya would certainly nod in approval of Emma's current life, free, creative, and not having to kill anyone, thank goodness. And hey, do you remember any Anya lines that made you laugh? Throw them in the comments so I can laugh too. Seth Green, born February 8, 1974, is the quiet wolf Oz, Willow's boyfriend with a calm, cool demeanor without being flashy. He's the quietest member of the Scooby Gang, but every word Oz says is deep, and every curl of his lips is a heartstopper. Seth brings a unique charm to the character, the kind of guy you want to sit in a quiet coffee shop with, drink coffee, and listen to him say just one sentence, and ponder it all day. Seth hasn't stopped since Buffy. He co-created Robot Chicken, 2005 present, a hit animated satire, and made audiences laugh out loud in the Austin Powers series. His voice is also heard in countless animated characters you've probably heard of, even if you don't recognize them. In 2025, at age 51, Seth is still charming, funny, and chill as ever. He lives with his wife Claire Grant, married since 2010, acts, does voiceovers, and enjoys a simple Oz life. Do you remember Seth or Oz's coolest moment? Share it in the comments. The more chill the better, buddy. The cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer has taken diverse paths, from fame's heights to quiet lives. The show remains an indelible part of fans' memories. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more exciting videos. See you next time. Ever wondered what Hollywood's cutest monsters look like 60 years later? Welcome to Classic Cinema. Today, we're taking a trip back to 1964 with The Munsters, a classic sitcom about a family of funny yet heartwarming monsters. In 2025, let's take a look at 10 iconic faces from the cast, who they were, how they've changed, and what legacy they've left behind. Ready? Let's go! Herman Munster is the Frankenstein giant with a naive heart, the center of the bizarre Munster family. Tall, clumsy, with blue skin and protruding stitches, Herman is both terrifying and endearing. Working in a funeral home, he often causes both laughter and tears with his supernatural powers, accidentally smashing walls or shaking the neighborhood with his loud laughter. Despite his monstrous appearance, Herman is a devoted father and husband, always trying to do good, even when the consequences are often against his will. His innocence is an endless source of comedy. Fred Gwynne, who brought Herman to audiences, was born on July 10, 1926, in New York. When The Munsters premiered in 1964, Fred was 38 years old and already had stage and film experience. The role of Herman was not only a turning point, but also a defining one for his career. After the series, he made his mark with My Cousin Vinny, 1992, and wrote innovative children's books. Fred died in 1993 at the age of 66, leaving behind a rich artistic legacy. Standing 6 feet 6 inches tall and with a deep voice, he made Herman an icon of lovable awkwardness. Herman's laugh, through Fred's talent, remains a fond memory of television culture. Grandpa Munster, or Count Sam Dracula, is a mischievous old vampire who always stirs up trouble with his family with crazy ideas. With a skinny appearance, black robe, and a sly smile, Grandpa spends his time in the basement making transformation potions or strange items. He often confronts Herman in humorous arguments, showing his wisdom and mischievous personality. Despite being hundreds of years old, Grandpa still retains a youthful spirit, always ready to cause trouble gracefully. Al Lewis, who plays Grandpa, was born on April 30, 1923 in Brooklyn. When he joined the Munsters, Al was 41 years old, familiar from Car 54, Where Are You? With his distinctive voice and natural demeanor, he turned Grandpa into an irreplaceable character. After the series, Al tried to run for governor of New York and appeared sporadically on television. He passed away in 2006 at the age of 82, leaving behind a colorful career. From actor to eccentric politician, Al Lewis was a unique personality, and Grandpa Munster is a testament to his talent for combining humor with a ghostly charm. Eddie Munster, the mischievous werewolf, is the youngest member of the Munster family. With his pointy ears, fangs, and tiny cape, Eddie is both scary and cute. He loves to play with Woof Woof, his wolf doll, and often gets into trouble with his innocent antics. Despite his monster blood, Eddie is still a typical kid. he likes to skip school and worry his parents. His innocence brightens up the strange atmosphere of the family. Butch Patrick, who plays Eddie, was born on August 2, 1953, in Los Angeles. At 11, when the Munsters debuted, Butch brought a youthfulness to the role. After the series, he joined Lidsville, tried his hand at music, and is now a familiar face at fan events. At 71, Butch shares his story of overcoming mental health issues, inspiring many people. From a werewolf boy, he became a symbol of resilience, keeping Eddie Munster alive in the hearts of audiences. Marilyn Munster is the beautiful niece who stands out like a flower in the Munster family's monster garden. With her long blonde hair and elegant style, she is the only normal in the house, which makes her monster family consider her weird. Without claws or fangs, Marilyn is always patient and gentle, bringing warmth amidst the humorous horror. She longs to find true love, but the boys often run away when faced with her family's eccentricities, from her clumsy Uncle Herman to her ghostly Aunt Lily. It is these situations that highlight Marilyn's generous heart and charm, making her a unique highlight of the series. The role of Marilyn was originated by Beverly Owen, born in 1937, who played the character in the first 13 episodes at the age of 27. She then left the show to start a family and passed away in 2019 at the age of 81, leaving a gentle, delicate mark. Pat Priest, born in 1936, took over the role at the age of 28, bringing a fresher, more versatile Marilyn. Now 88, Pat has moved into real estate, but the legacy of both actors has helped make Marilyn an icon of beauty that transcends differences, a beauty that will live on in the hearts of audiences. Lily Munster, the elegant vampire mother, is the heart and soul of the eccentric Munster family. With her signature black and white hair and long, gothic dresses, she is both alluring and warm, a rare combination of eerie beauty and family love. Lily is the one who keeps 1313, Mockingbird Lane filled with love, from caring for her mischievous son Eddie to supporting her husband Herman through the troubles he accidentally causes. Despite being a centuries-old vampire, Lily maintains an incredible optimism, turning the eerie space into a true home. Lily is brilliantly portrayed by Yvonne DiCarlo, born September 1, 1922 in Canada. When she started the Munsters at the age of 42, she was already a big star thanks to her role in The Ten Commandments, 1956. After the series, Yvonne continued to shine on Broadway, leaving a lasting impression before passing away in 2007 at the age of 84. With her deep voice and elegant demeanor, she transformed Lily into a timeless icon, a woman who was strong, funny, and gentle. Lily's charm lay not only in her appearance but also in the way she held the Munster family together, leaving audiences with a character who was both terrifying and lovable, a perfect piece of pop culture. Mr. Gateman, Herman Munster's funeral director, is a supporting character who leaves a lasting impression with his dark humor. With his calm demeanor and carefree demeanor, he often witnesses the hilarious mishaps Herman causes without losing his cool. From Herman's funeral home roof collapse to his unexpected moments at work, Gateman seems to have grown accustomed to the Munsters' eccentricities. He is one of the few outsiders who accepts their bizarre world without judgment, creating hilarious situations that brighten the series. John Carradine, born February 5, 1906, brought his signature gentlemanly style to Gateman at the age of 58. With a career spanning over 300 roles, from Stagecoach, 1939, to classic horror films, Carradine is a true Hollywood legend. He passed away in 1988 at the age of 82, leaving behind a distinguished acting family. Although Gateman was only a small part of his vast career, John played him with such flair and humor that he became an integral part of the Munsters. Gateman's calmness in the midst of a monster storm not only highlighted Carradine's talent, but also added to the quirky, hilarious world of the Munster family, leaving a lasting impression on audiences. Dr. Edward Dudley is a doctor who is always confused when facing the strange patients of the Munster family, bringing sharp laughter to the series. With a scientific mind and serious attitude, he tries to explain the strange characteristics of Herman or Lily with logic, but all efforts lead to humorous dead ends. The contrast between Dudley's rigid appearance and the crazy world around him has created memorable moments, highlighting the uniqueness of the Munsters. He is not only a doctor but also a mirror reflecting the amazement of ordinary people before this monster family. Paul Lynde, born on June 13, 1926, portrayed Dr. Dudley at the age of 38 with his distinctive voice and unmistakable humorous style. After the Munsters, he became a star in Hollywood squares and Bewitched, leaving a great legacy in the American entertainment industry. Paul passed away in 1982 at the age of 55, but his legacy lives on through his character-filled performances. As Dr. Dudley, Lynde brought an irresistibly charming and intelligent presence, making the character a small but brilliant highlight in the series. Although only appearing briefly, Dudley is a testament to Paul Lynde's talent, someone who could make audiences laugh with just a word or a raised eyebrow, enriching the world of Munster. Warren Bloom is the simple man lost among the Munster monsters, providing a delightfully comic contrast. With his shy personality and plain appearance, Warren often finds himself in strange situations when interacting with this family. From his panicked look at the clumsy Herman to his scream when confronted with the ghostly Lily, his reactions are the source of hearty laughter. Warren represents the bewildered outsider, a familiar figure who stands out in the crazy world of the Munsters. John Fiedler, born February 3, 1925, embodied Warren at the age of 39 with gentleness and sophistication. Best known for his voice of Piglet in Winnie the Pooh and his role in 12 Angry Men, 1957, Fiedler was a talented actor with a career spanning decades. He passed away in 2005 at the age of 80, leaving behind a rich legacy in the entertainment industry. As Warren Bloom, John brings authenticity and charm, turning a small supporting role into a memorable highlight of the series. Warren's goofiness not only illuminates the Munsters' oddities, but also showcases Fiedler's great acting ability, who can make even fleeting characters endearing to the audience, contributing to the special appeal of the Munsters. Dr. Lindbach is another doctor who falls into a state of confusion when confronted with the Munster family, providing unforgettable comedic moments. With a serious medical mind, he tries to apply his knowledge to explore strange creatures like Herman or Eddie, but all theories collapse before the monstrous reality. Lindbacher's charming awkwardness, combined with his constant effort to maintain professionalism, creates both funny and sad situations, enriching the series' world. He is a symbol of humorous helplessness in the face of things beyond understanding. Harvey Korman, born February 15, 1927, portrayed Dr. Lindbach at the age of 37 with a natural talent for comedy. After the Munsters, he shined in The Carol Burnett Show and Blazing Saddles, 1974, becoming one of Hollywood's great comedians. Harvey passed away in 2008 at the age of 81, leaving an indelible mark on audiences. As Lindbach, Corman brought an irrepressible wit and charm to the role, making the character a small but memorable highlight of the series. Lindbacher's confusion not only highlighted the strangeness of the Munsters, but also demonstrated Harvey's ability as an actor to make any role come alive and memorable, helping elevate the Munsters. So we have reviewed 9 faces of the Munsters from 1964 to 2025. Who surprised you the most? Share in the comments, like, subscribe and ring the bell to not miss the next Hollywood journey. See you in the next series. Greetings, where we blast back to the golden age of sci-fi. Today, we're revisiting Battlestar Galactica, the 1978 classic that pitted humanity against the chrome menace of the Cylons. It's been 47 years since Commander Adama and his crew lit up our screens, so what's become of these iconic stars? From Viper cockpits to their lives today, we're tracking their journeys. Let's jump to light speed and dive in. Leading the charge is Captain Apollo, played by Richard Hatch, a talented actor born on May 21st, 1945 in Santa Monica, California. Hatch was only 33 when he took on the role of Apollo, portraying a pilot with a heart of gold and an unwavering moral compass. He was the ideal son any commander would wish for, strong, dedicated, and unwavering in his faith during humanity's darkest moments. His portrayal of Captain Apollo in the original Battlestar Galactica left a lasting impression on audiences, turning Hatch into a symbol of courage and hope. The fascination with the Galactica universe didn't stop there. Richard Hatch returned in the 2004 remake as Tom Zarek, a completely different, resourceful, and complex character, demonstrating his versatility as an actor. Hatch was not only an actor, but also a writer, who devoted himself to his art. He left a proud legacy for his fans before passing away in 2017 at the age of 71, after a battle with pancreatic cancer. His passing left a huge void, but the values of courage and humanity that he conveyed through his roles will forever be an endless source of inspiration.
And I was on All My Children. I was the original Children of All My Children, along with the famous daytime queen of soap opera. She was one of the children, always trying to doing plays, and I did a musical and did a whole bunch of so many episodic movies.
Next up is the irrepressible rebel Lieutenant Starbuck, brought to life by Dirk Benedict. Born on March 1st, 1945 in Helena, Montana, Benedict was 33 when he joined the filming of Battlestar Galactica. With a cigar in hand and a signature smirk, Starbuck piloted Vipers with unmatched style, both charming and daring amid fierce battles and dramatic love triangles. He was the embodiment of freedom, a talented pilot who always knew how to master the sky and the hearts of others. This role not only demonstrated Benedict's acting talent, but also deeply engraved the image of a sassy but attractive guy in the hearts of the audience. After Galactica, Dirk Benedict continued to affirm his cool guy status with the role of Templeton Facepeck in the hit series The A-Team. The character, with his good looks and dexterity, cemented his reputation as an icon of confidence and style. Today, at the age of 80 in 2025, Benedict still retains the same twinkle in his eye and charisma. He regularly appears at conventions and fan events, bringing joy and fond memories to those who were once fascinated by the character's Starbuck or face. His career is a testament to a long journey of passion and personality that has not faded over time.
Just been the head of the whole, well, he was the head of makeup at was the whole deal. So he and Chambers had won an Academy Award for Planet of the Apes. They just won an Academy Award, and they were famous. That was really exciting to me. And I was kind of into makeup, as stuff, because you would create it. And I like.
And then there's the man who holds it all together, Commander Adama, played brilliantly by Lorne Greene. Born on February 12, 1915 in Ottawa, Canada, Green was 63 when he took on the role of Commander in Battlestar Galactica. He had previously been known for his role in Bonanza, and it was the fatherly dignity and dignity he brought to Adama that made the character so special. With wisdom and determination, Green's Adama led the ship through countless challenges to Earth, becoming a spiritual anchor for both the crew and the audience. Few people know that some of Adama's most moving speeches were not scripted but improvised on set by Green, demonstrating his talent and deep understanding of the character. Lorne Greene is not just an actor, but also a symbol of warmth and authority. He passed away in 1987 at the age of 72 from pneumonia, leaving a huge void in the hearts of his fans. However, his deep voice and image as Commander Adama still resonate among the stars, continuing to guide and inspire those who love the story of human survival. His legacy in Galactica is a testament to the power of leadership and love that transcends time.
After about 17 or 18 shows, I really wanted to get out. The show opened up with somebody, one member of the family, but it's 1,000 square miles. I said, why don't we wait? How about staying with us for a week? Just be our guest.
Don't miss Lieutenant Boomer, the brilliant Viper pilot played by Herbert Jefferson Jr., born on September 28, 1946 in Sandersville, Georgia. Jefferson was only 32 when he joined Battlestar Galactica in 1978. Boomer stood out from the pack with his calm demeanor between life and death and unwavering loyalty, making him an indispensable member of the squadron. His ability to maintain his composure during fierce dogfights and his devotion to his teammates made him a lasting impression on audiences. Jefferson brought a special charm to Boomer, a combination of extraordinary skills and a trustworthy personality. After Galactica, Herbert Jefferson Jr. continued his acting career with numerous television and film roles, maintaining a steady presence in the entertainment industry. Today, at the age of 78 in 2025, he is still a familiar face at conventions and fan events. There, he enthusiastically shared behind-the-scenes stories of dramatic dogfights and fun moments with his robot dog, Daggett. His warmth and passion for Boomer continues to endear him to fans, making Jefferson an integral part of the Galactica legacy. His journey is a testament to the enduring appeal of a supporting but unique character.
From the classic Battlestar Galactica. Welcome. Good afternoon. That role, Lieutenant Boomer, the original.
God, the experience was one. I got to work with some wonderful people. We all got.
And Boomer. I mean, even here at the convention today, I see that the character. How does that feel to get that kind of attention?
Well,
And now for the villain we both love and hate, Count Baltar, played by John Colicos. Born on December 10, 1928 in Toronto, Canada, Colicos was 50 years old when he played the traitor who betrayed humanity to the Cylons in Battlestar Galactica. With his smug arrogance and cold laugh, which interestingly enough, he improvised on the spot, Baltar became one of the most memorable villains of all time. That laugh, along with the cunning in his eyes and gestures, kept audiences glued to the screen, whether to hate or secretly admire Colicos' talent. He truly brought a unique depth to the role. Before Galactica, John Colicos had also left his mark in the Star Trek universe, affirming his ability to transform into complex and dark roles. His career lasted until his death in 2000 at the age of 71 from heart problems, leaving behind a legacy of captivating and terrifying villains. Colicos was more than just an actor, he was a master of portraying characters that both thrilled and captivated viewers. His Count Baltar remains an indelible part of the story of human survival, a symbol of betrayal played with all the subtlety and daring. His legacy is one of dark, yet always vibrant, performances.
No idea of the ramifications that it would eventually have. It was just another job. I went from New York to LA, and I arrived there, and they said, well, what are the ideas? And I said, well, I think since the script is what it is.
From betrayal to innocence, we have Boxey, played by Noah Hathaway. Born on November 13, 1971 in Los Angeles, Hathaway was only 7 years old when he appeared in Battlestar Galactica, accompanied by his adorable robot dog Muffet. Boxy is the image of innocence between life and death, a small boy with great meaning reminding people of the reason they fight, to protect the future, to protect the most precious things. With his clear eyes and resilient spirit, Boxy touched the hearts of audiences, becoming a symbol of hope in a chaotic world. After Galactica, Noah Hathaway continued to make his mark as Atreyu in the classic film The Never-Ending Story, where he showed the courage and determination of a young warrior. This role solidified Hathaway's talent, bringing his name far beyond his early days in the sci-fi space. Now, at 53 in 2025, Hathaway has moved on to a different life. He is a martial artist and tattoo artist, carrying with him the resilience that once burned brightly in his roles. Although he is no longer in front of the camera regularly, he still retains a special charm, a combination of the childlike charm of his years and the indomitable spirit of an adult. Hathaway's journey is a testament to the ability to adapt and shine, from the boy in Galactica to the multi-talented man in real life.
News here on your Friday. It is my absolute honor to have, of course, of that iconic movie. You're here ahead of TopCon 2018.
Yeah.
We all have to know, though, what was your experience like?
12, 12, 13. Took a little over a year to shoot. Such a physically intense, crazy.
Cassiopeia, the warm-hearted socialite, was portrayed by Laurette Spang with great charm. Born on May 16, 1951 in Buffalo, New York, Spang was only 27 when she joined Battlestar Galactica. Initially, her character appeared as a fleeting love interest for Starbuck, with a charming appearance and confident demeanor. But Cassiopeia did not stop there. She proved her depth when she transformed into a talented med-tech, supporting the crew in life-or-death moments. This transformation not only highlighted Spang's acting ability but also gave Cassiopeia a special charm, both charming, intelligent, and dedicated. After Galactica, Laurette Spang continued to appear in a number of guest roles on other television shows, but gradually, she chose to retreat from the Hollywood spotlight to live a quieter life. Today, at 73 years old in 2025, Spang remains as graceful and elegant as ever. Though no longer an active entertainer, Spang still makes occasional appearances at science fiction conventions, bringing warmth and joy to her fans. Her presence at these events serves as a reminder of Cassiopeia's journey, from a colorful side character to a symbol of maturity and compassion. Spang's quiet life today is a testament to a remarkable career, marked by timeless talent and flair.
Lovely wife, Laurette.
Good to see you.
And did you see Torsten Kay's little...
He talks about that all the time. To have somebody to go to work that he can...
Him during the big scenes?
John doesn't do that. He just lines without any help.
No, we don't rehearse lines at home. That
I would
drudgery.
I would do it.
Be willing to do it.
Oh, sure.
Colonel Ty, Commander Adama's right-hand man, is portrayed impressively by Terry Carter. Born on December 16, 1928 in New York City, Carter was 50 years old when he joined Battlestar Galactica in 1978. With his stern demeanor and unwavering loyalty, Ty is the ideal model of an executive officer, XO, keeping the fleet on track during the most chaotic times. He is not only the one who carries out orders but also the rock for Adama, providing stability and discipline amid the constant turmoil of the Silent War. The role has established Carter as an actor who can convey strength and determination through his every look and every word. In addition to acting, Terry Carter is also an accomplished producer, winning an Emmy, proving his versatility in his career. He not only left his mark on Galactica but also helped shape the television industry through many notable projects. Carter passed away in 2024 at the age of 95, ending a long and brilliant journey. However, his legacy will live on in the hearts of audiences and on the small screen. His Colonel Ty was not just a supporting character, but a symbol of dedication and responsibility, an indispensable part of the story of human survival. Carter's illustrious career is a testament to his talent and tireless dedication, leaving a deep mark on television history.
By the mob. They mow me down. And
No?
this is another day.
Just another day.
Yeah.
Well, what was it like working with Pam Grier? And now, what we'll lump these together. So you did Foxy Brown.
Down on its behind. We're doing very badly. Very.
Lieutenant Athena, the strong-willed daughter of Commander Adama, is brought to life by Maren Jensen. Born on September 23, 1956 in Glendale, California, Jensen was only 22 when she joined the bridge crew on Battlestar Galactica. Athena initially appeared as Starbuck's love interest, with her signature beauty and gentleness. But she was more than just a love interest. Jensen transformed Athena into an independent, strong, and capable officer who asserted her position within the crew. This transformation not only demonstrated Jensen's acting talent, but also gave Athena considerable depth, from a supporting character to a symbol of resilience and responsibility. Maren Jensen stepped away from the Hollywood spotlight in the 1980s, opting for a more private life after ending her acting career. Now 68 years old in 2025, Jensen lives a quiet life, away from the public eye. However, Jensen occasionally appears at fan events, where she shares memories of her time on the set of Galactica. Her presence always brings a warm and nostalgic feeling, as a reminder of Athena's journey, from a promising young girl to a true warrior. Although she is no longer active in the entertainment industry, Jensen's mark as Athena remains an unforgettable part of the Galactica universe, demonstrating the strength and independence of women in a challenging world. Her peaceful life today is a testament to a short but meaningful career. And there you have it, our Battlestar Galactica crew, then and now. Who surprised you most? Starbucks swagger? Sheba's staying power? Tell us in the comments. If this trip through the galaxy thrilled you, smash that like button, share with your fleet, and subscribe to Cosmic Rewind for more stellar stories. Until next time, keep your vipers ready and your spirits high. Hello everyone. Today, we will go back to 1990 with Dances with Wolves, a movie that is not only a cinematic masterpiece but also a beautiful memory for many people. Who remembers Kevin Costner riding a horse on the prairie? The movie won 7 Oscars, reviving the Western genre in an unforgettable way. Now in 2025, 35 years later, the stars of the movie have had different journeys. Some are still shining, some are struggling, and some have passed away. Let's take a look back at them, like reviewing our own memories. Let's start with Floyd Red Crow Westerman, who plays Ten Bears, the majestic and wise Sioux chief. At 54, when he joined Dances with Wolves, Floyd brought to the screen a quiet strength, like a mountain standing firm in the wind and frost. In real life, he was a true warrior, a tireless activist for indigenous rights, a musician with a burning heart. But Hollywood did not treat him fairly. They only gave him familiar roles, monotonous images of Indians, even though his talent deserved more. Floyd's personal life was also full of turmoil. He had a family, children, but his fighting work left him little time for them. His children once said that sometimes they felt like their father was a strange hero, always busy with great ideals. Towards the end of his life, leukemia robbed him of his strength. Floyd died on December 13, 2007, at the age of 71. Do you remember Ten Bears? Does he remind you of someone in your life, someone who was strong but also self-sacrificing?
My name is Floyd Red Crow Westerman. Some of you know me. Most of you see me as an elder who is dedicated to representing the International Indian Treaty Council, human rights for indigenous nations, to the creative spirit in all its wonder, as the vital link.
Next, we talk about Charles Rocket, who played Lieutenant Elgin in Dances with Wolves, a stern officer with a deep, mysterious gaze. When he joined the film in 1990, Charles was 41 years old and had been a prominent star of Saturday Night Live, where he was loved for his comedic talent. But a fateful moment changed everything. A slip of the tongue on live television sent his career plummeting. Hollywood, with its inherent harshness, seemed to never forgive, leaving him with a mental wound that was difficult to heal. Despite having a stable marriage to Beth Krillin, his constant companion, Charles gradually fell into the darkness of depression. His roles gradually decreased, his once glorious aura faded, and he seemed unable to find a way out for himself. By 2005, at the age of 56, he chose to leave his life through a tragic suicide. Charles's story makes us wonder, is life too harsh for talented people? How can the pressures of career and society push people to the brink? Have you ever had someone in your life bear similar burdens?
Good luck. You're walking down the street and you run into your dream date. True? Well, you bet it does, but now it can come true. Thing date. Imagine you can go out with anyone you want. Who would it? Shoot a tiger, ski in the Alps, or just scuba dive and walk through the park with your pockets full of money. It's up to you. Dream date. Truly.
Now, let's move on to Robert Pastorelli, who played Timmons, the jovial coachman in Dances with Wolves that we all love. When he joined the film in 1990, Robert was only 36 years old, bringing hearty laughs with his witty one-liners and mischievous twinkle in his eyes. He was once famous for his role in Murphy Brown, leading audiences to believe that he would have a long and brilliant career. But life was not as simple as people expected. Drugs gradually became a haunting ghost, dragging him down to the depths of despair. Robert's personal life became even more tragic when his longtime girlfriend passed away in a mysterious incident, leaving him with unending pain and lingering doubts. Despite his efforts to get up, he still could not escape that cruel spiral. In 2004, at the age of 49, Robert died of a drug overdose, a heartbreaking end. Have you ever met someone in your life who always made you laugh with a cheerful exterior, but deep inside they were hiding sadness that they never shared?
It's an amazing experience watching this film because there seems to be so much love and care.
It's like, you know, when you first get a script, a lot of times all actors, but you come through and look for your part.
Sure.
You know, and I found myself, well, starting to read it,
Yeah.
and we weren't allowed to take him out, so we were hush, hush.
We also cannot forget Maury Chaykin, the actor who played Major Fambrough in Dances with Wolves, is a talented artist with a diverse range of abilities. At 41, he has had an impressive career with many memorable roles. However, Hollywood has never seemed to give him the spotlight he deserves. Despite appearing in many films, his name has never really been put on the top. Chaykin once joked that he was always the man behind the curtain, but perhaps deep down, that made him sad. Born in 1949 in Brooklyn, New York, Chaykin grew up with a passion for the arts. He does not have the handsome appearance according to Hollywood standards, but he makes up for it with his exceptional acting talent. He has transformed into many diverse characters, from humorous to tragic, but is often only given supporting roles. However, with each role, he brings impressive depth. Chaykin's personal life was also full of challenges. He struggled with obesity and diabetes for years, which gradually weakened his health. On July 27, 2010, his 61st birthday, he died of kidney failure. A life devoted to art that never really shined. Do you feel sorry for talents like him? Kevin Costner, who played Lieutenant John Dunbar in Dances with Wolves, was the soul of this classic film. At the age of 35, he not only played the leading role but also made his directorial debut, bringing the work to the top with 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. The image of Dunbar, a soldier lost in the American Civil War, gradually finding peace and meaning while living with the Sioux tribe on the vast prairie, touched the hearts of the audience. Who has not dreamed of being like him, free in nature, connecting with genuine people, far away from the chaos of the modern world? The film was not only Kevin's personal success, but also a milestone in his career. But behind the spotlight, Kevin Costner faced bitter failures. Waterworld, 1995, and The Postman, 1997, although ambitious, became financial disasters. Waterworld cost hundreds of millions of dollars but was criticized, and The Postman further damaged his reputation. His personal life was not peaceful either. 2 costly divorces, especially with Christine Baumgartner in 2023 after nearly 20 years of marriage, caused him to lose a lot of assets and suffer mental damage. By 2025, at the age of 70, Kevin was still making films, but the halo of the past had faded. His career was now quieter. Do you still love Kevin as before? For me, John Dunbar is an immortal role, strong but sensitive. And you, which of his roles left the deepest impression? Share your thoughts.
I didn't think it was possible for you to be more handsome.
Got to work 4 times.
I mean, this is, as I mentioned, a 4-part movie. And
I mean, the weird thing was I had, you know.
Next, let's talk about Graham Greene, who played Kicking Bird, the Sioux medicine man in Dances with Wolves, a character full of wisdom and kindness. When he joined the film in 1990, Graham was 38 years old, bringing a deep calm that the audience could not forget. As a talented actor of Canadian native origin, he possessed great acting ability, but Hollywood often only gave him familiar Indian roles, limiting his opportunities to shine in more diverse roles. However, Graham never gave up in the face of challenges. During his difficult years, he faced alcoholism, an internal battle that was not easy. Fortunately, his stable marriage to Hilary Blackmore became a solid support, helping him overcome the darkness and regain balance in life. Now, at 72 years old in 2025, Graham is still a respected figure in the film industry, even if he is not the brightest star in Hollywood. Looking at his journey, would you like to see Graham Greene take on a real leading role where he can show off his full talents?
I'm part Native American Apache and feisty Scots-Irish. And I was brought up to believe a man proves his mettle by being good morning Vietnam. And I learned quickly that live. And after I made squad leader, it was genuine. Trusted me to take care of them, to keep them alive.
Next, let's talk about Mary McDonnell, who played Stands with a Fist in Dances with Wolves, a strong woman torn between two worlds. When she joined the film in 1990, Mary was 38 years old and gave an emotional performance that earned her a prestigious Oscar nomination. The role was a testament to her outstanding talent, but after that, Hollywood seemed to gradually forget about her, favoring younger faces instead of continuing to exploit her potential on the big screen. However, Mary did not completely disappear from the spotlight. She found new success on television with an impressive role in Battlestar Galactica, but her film career still could not reach the heights that many believed she deserved. Her personal life was also troubled when her marriage to Randall Mell ended in divorce. Now, at the age of 72 in 2025, Mary has chosen to live a quiet life, away from the limelight and the noise of showbiz. Looking back on her journey, do you think Mary McDonnell deserves to be remembered and honored more for her contributions?
The ensemble creates the bottom line. These actresses are fabulous. They're so talented and so funny, and in a room of women with a full story to tell in a minute. Actresses, they're just terrific.
Clear with the other officer last time. You realize memories fade. And this is a murder.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Mr. Stassi's brother.
Next, let's talk about Rodney A. Grant, who played Wind in His Hair, the proud Sioux warrior in Dances with Wolves. When he joined the film in 1990, Rodney was only 31 years old, a fresh face but full of promise with a strong appearance and natural charisma. However, Hollywood did not open its doors to him as expected. As an indigenous person, Rodney grew up in difficult circumstances, was separated from his family at a young age, and his journey to cinema was an extraordinary effort. Dances with Wolves marked a big turning point, but after that, he was only given small supporting roles, not enough to fully develop his talent. Rodney's personal life was not easy either. Broken relationships and financial pressure gradually made him sink into difficulties. Until now, at the age of 66 in 2025, Rodney chose to live a reclusive life, like a once heroic warrior who has left the battlefield. Looking back on his path, do you feel sorry for talents like Rodney, who could have shone brighter if given the chance?
The Glory Police Department. I'm Fresno, California, so I am just happy to be a part of this project. Of the police chief, and he's a 60s. Why can't we have Indian people in Indian roles, you know? We're on the bottom of the totem pole and everything, so, you know, to see.
Finally, let's talk about Tantu Cardinal, who played Black Shawl, the gentle but resilient Sioux woman in Dances with Wolves. Tantu was 40 when she joined the film in 1990, bringing an unforgettable warmth and depth. An Indigenous Canadian, she was a victim of the harsh residential school system, where she experienced deep loss and trauma, which helped her understand her character in a real way. While Tantu's acting talent is undeniable, Hollywood rarely gives her the big roles she deserves. Her life has been difficult too. She went through 3 marriages, raised her children in difficult circumstances, but she never stopped fighting for Indigenous rights. Now, at 74 in 2025, Tantu remains a symbol of resilience and determination. Looking at her journey, do you think Tantu Cardinal is an unsung hero who has quietly overcome adversity and tirelessly dedicated herself to her community?
Canadian actor legend on screen here, Miss Tantu Cardinal. Welcome. I find that shocking.
Do you?
Yes, in some ways I do, in many, many films. How is that possible? What do you think when you hear that aloud?
You've heard it. It's true.
I wish I could think of a reference for Indo-Canadian women, like a...
Next is Jimmy Herman, Stone Calf, a proud, resilient Sioux warrior. At 50 years old, Jimmy brings a rare authenticity to his acting. As a native Canadian actor, he always tried to make his roles reflect his culture and national spirit. But Hollywood did not appreciate that. He was often given small, background roles, despite his talent being more deserving. His family life was also difficult, a devoted father, but financial pressure caused him and his wife to drift apart. In 2013, at the age of 72, Jimmy passed away quietly, rarely mentioned in the press. Jimmy was not only an actor, but also a custodian of cultural heritage. His talent was limited by supporting roles, not enough to shine. The pressure of life caused a rift in his family, leaving him sad. His passing was not noticed, like the way he lived, humble, quiet. So what do you think? Do people like Jimmy, dedicated artists, spiritual warriors, deserve to be remembered more? Share your thoughts so his story can live on. Dear friends, looking back at these 10 stars, I wonder, who was your favorite character? Knowing that some of them are gone, how do you feel? Share with us in the comments, maybe a memory of the first time you watched Dances with Wolves, or a personal story that these actors evoke in you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on our next journeys. Thank you, wonderful friends who have accompanied us through the years. Welcome to a journey back to The Cosby Show, the show that brought laughter, warmth, and life lessons to millions of families around the world. More than 40 years ago, the Huxtable family entered our hearts as a beacon of love and hope. Today, in 2025, we explore what happened to that beloved cast, not just the highs and lows, but how they found light amid the darkness. For those who have lived through many springs of life, their stories are a reminder that every chapter is worth celebrating. Bill Cosby, the name that rang out like a cheerful melody in every house in the 80s. As Dr. Cliff Huxtable, he was the father of all fathers, always ready with a joke and a warm hug. At 47 when the show began, he had built an empire of fame, with assets that once reached the $400 million mark. But life, like the autumn wind, can change direction unexpectedly. Now, at 87, Bill lives in silence, his eyes fading away from the spotlight, his health waning with the years. Scandals have swept away the halo, leaving a man who was once an icon now huddled in a large house with his wife of 60 years, Camille. His remaining assets are about $100 million, but money is now just a number. He once said, in a rare moment, "I miss the days when the kids ran around the house, their laughter drowning out the TV." For Bill, old age is not the end, but a book that has closed its noisy pages, leaving behind a few lines of peace and nostalgia. Do you remember Cliff? That man is still somewhere, in our memories, still wearing the same worn sweater and smiling. Felicia Rashad, the muse of The Cosby Show, who transformed Claire Huxtable with all the elegance and strength. At 36, when she stepped into the role of a mother of five, she was the epitome of a modern woman, both gentle and sharp. Now, at 76, Felicia retains that glow, though life has added a few wrinkles and invisible scars. 3 failed marriages, including a famous one with Ahmad Rashad, have left her with a daughter and a void. But Felicia is not broken. She continues on stage, in poignant roles, and in the classroom, where she inspires younger generations. She doesn't talk about her $25 million fortune. Instead, she talks about her favorite books, her afternoons making tea, and the joy of being true to herself. Life is a dance, she once shared, and I'm still learning the last steps. For older audiences, Felicia is a beacon, proving that true beauty lies not in age, but in how you keep the fire in your heart. Sabrina Lubov, the eldest daughter of the Huxtables, Sandra, who always makes us laugh with her big dreams and stubbornness. At 26, she was a bright star, fresh out of Yale and full of ambition. But then, Hollywood has a way of bringing people down, doesn't it? Sabrina has stopped chasing the limelight. At 67, she says, "Thanks, I'm done with the same old stuff." Instead, she finds joy in interior design, turning empty rooms into living stories. Her net worth of $1.5 million isn't much, but it's enough to keep her comfortable in Northern California, where she built her own house. Sabrina is now a storyteller of color and furniture, occasionally teaching design classes and laughing when she remembers the days when Cliff teased her on screen. To us, she's a reminder, you don't need the world to know your name, you just need to know who you are. Would you like to stop by Sabrina's house? There will be tea and a good story. Lisa Bonet, the free spirit named Denise Huxtable, entered The Cosby Show at the age of 17 with bright eyes and an unconstrained heart. She was the little flame in the strict Huxtable family, always finding her own way among the rules. With her braided hair, bright smile, and unique style, Lisa turned Denise into a symbol of gentle rebellion, a free spirit that no one could tie down. The audience loved her for her free-spirited beauty and the fresh breath she brought to the screen. At 57, Lisa is still that wind, but gentler and deeper. Time softens the edges, leaving behind an experienced soul. 2 broken marriages, with Lenny Kravitz, a talented rocker, and Jason Momoa, a wild man like the sea, like waves breaking on rocks, leaving behind 3 children, Zoe, Lola, Nakoa Wolf, and a broken heart. But Lisa did not fall, she stood up strong, like a tree through a storm. Her health was not what it used to be, but she found peace in Topanga Canyon, where the trees whispered and the sun healed. Her fortune of $5 million was not something she counted. Wealth for her was days spent by the stream, teaching her children about freedom. "Life is a bird," she said, "don't put it in a cage." For older audiences, Lisa was proof that age does not imprison the soul. As long as you dare to fly, you will be free in the sky, no matter how dark the clouds are. Keisha Knight Pulliam, Little Rudy, the princess of the Huxtable family on The Cosby Show, entered the hearts of audiences at the age of 5. With her bright smile and mischievous wink, Keisha lit up the screen, bringing joy to every episode. She was the precious gem of the Huxtable family, an innocent soul that everyone loved. Now, at the age of 45, Keisha is no longer the little girl she used to be. She has become a mother, a wife, living peacefully in Georgia with an estimated fortune of $6 million, the result of years of hard work in the spotlight. But Keisha's life has not always been full of roses. She has faced storms, a broken marriage, days of worry and insecurity. However, like a ray of sunshine piercing through the dark clouds, Keisha found a new home with her second husband, Brad James, and her daughter Ella Grace, her greatest source of happiness. "I grew up on the set," she once confided, "but I grew up in love and responsibility." In real life, Keisha is also a warm-hearted person, actively doing charity work, supporting those in need, just like the way Rudy once extended his hand to his brothers and sisters in the film. To the audience, she will always be a little ray of sunshine, a gentle reminder that no matter how time passes, we can still keep in our hearts the innocence of childhood. Jeffrey Owens, the goofy Elvin on The Cosby Show, who once made audiences laugh with his silly antics and lovable clumsy acting. At the age of 24 when he joined the show, he was like a rough diamond, bringing freshness and innocent laughter to the Huxtable family. Jeffrey's Elvin was an indispensable piece, a clumsy but well-intentioned son-in-law, making viewers both love and laugh. But real life, as he himself admitted, is never like the script. Now, at the age of 64, Jeffrey has gone through ups and downs that few expected. One day, a photo of him working at Trader Joe's supermarket was secretly taken and spread, a punch to the pride of a man who once stood in the limelight. But instead of falling, Jeffrey stood up, smiled broadly and declared, "I'm still Elvin, it's just that no one calls me that anymore." Living in New Jersey with his wife and son, with a modest net worth of $300,000, Jeffrey keeps moving forward. He teaches acting, teaches the younger generation, and still auditions every chance he gets. "Life is a play," he says, "and I'm still learning my lines." For us, Jeffrey is a fellow traveler, a living lesson that no matter how many times you fall, if you just get up, laugh, and keep going, you're still yourself, goofy, lovable, and invincible, just like Elvin. Erica Alexander, cousin Pam, the latecomer to The Cosby Show, breathes life into the Huxtable family with a fresh, streetwise edge. At 21 when she joined, she was a breath of fresh air, a mix of strength and warmth that captivated audiences. Erica's Pam is a unique piece, both rebellious and approachable, a smoldering flame amid traditional values. Now, at 55, Erica sings her own blues in Los Angeles. Her broken marriage and days of sadness have tested her, but she has not broken down. Still acting in small roles, teaching to inspire, she lives with passion despite her modest fortune of $1.8 million, enough for a free spirit. "Life is a song," she says, her voice deep and warm. "Sometimes it's sad, but you have to keep singing." Erica is the embodiment of resilience, a voice that echoes for those who refuse to give up. To us, she is a gentle melody in the dark, a reminder that no matter how dark life may seem, there is always light to keep going. Raven-Symoné, the super naughty Olivia on The Cosby Show, is only 3 years old and has melted the hearts of audiences with her incomparable cuteness and mischief. With her big round eyes, bright smile, and innocent sayings, Raven's Olivia is the brightest little gem in the Huxtable family, bringing endless joy. Now, at the age of 39, Raven-Symoné has grown up into a multi-talented star, singer, actress, producer, you name it, she can do it all. Living in Los Angeles, she owns a fortune of $6 million, although she lost a lot of it due to her chaotic youth and rash decisions. Along with her wife Miranda Piermont Mayday, Raven keeps her private life private, although sometimes they have to face distance. "I'm Olivia grown up," she laughs, still naughty, but much wiser. Raven is not only a childhood memory, but also a breath of fresh air and inspiration. To us, she proves that youth is more than just a number. It is a fire that burns forever in the soul, the courage to be true to yourself, regardless of the passing of time. Malcolm Jamal Warner, the awkward Theo on The Cosby Show, was only 14 when he entered the audience's life with his innocence and lovable clumsiness. As the eldest son of the Huxtables, Malcolm's Theo brought laughter and life lessons through each episode. Now, at 54, he has grown into a multi-talented man, immersed in music and love for family. Living in Los Angeles, Malcolm owns a fortune of $4 million, but his true wealth lies in the notes he plays on his bass, a sound that soothes sadness, especially after losing his lover Michelle Thomas, a deep wound in his heart. He keeps his private life, especially his young daughter with wife Regina King, private like a way to protect a precious treasure. "Life is a test," he once said, his voice deep and thoughtful, "and I'm still finding the answer every day." To us, Malcolm is not just Theo, but a companion, a reminder that every day is worth trying, that whether clumsy or perfect, life is still a journey worth living and loving in its own way. Tempest Bledsoe, the spunky Vanessa on The Cosby Show, was just 11 when she burst onto the scene with her wit and constant barbs. Tempest's Vanessa was a spunky little girl who brought laughter and memorable moments to the Huxtable household. Now, at 51, Tempest is a quiet woman, living peacefully in Los Angeles with her longtime partner, Daryl M. Bell. With a net worth of $6 million, she has chosen to step out of the spotlight, finding joy in yoga and family, rather than chasing the Hollywood spotlight. "I used to want to grow up fast," she shares with a slight smile, "but now I just want to slow down and enjoy every moment." Tempest is no longer the noisy little Vanessa of the past, but a gentle rain, not noisy or ostentatious, but deep enough to cool the soul of anyone who has ever loved her. To the audience, she is a gentle reminder that happiness sometimes lies in peace, in the simple things that we often overlook in the hustle and bustle of life. As we wrap up our look back at The Cosby Show, we not only remember the laughter and warmth of the Huxtable family, but also appreciate the cast's journey through ups and downs. In 2025, they are still shining, a testament to resilience and hope. The show's legacy will forever be a beacon, reminding us to cherish every chapter of our lives. Which character was your favorite? Share your thoughts. Welcome to the Journey of Memories. Today, we board the USS Enterprise D, returning to the glory days of Star Trek, The Next Generation, 1987, the series that captivated generations with its warp engines, interstellar adventures, and profound lessons about humanity. From the calm Captain Jean-Luc Picard to the naive android Data, each character has left a deep impression on our hearts. After 38 years, let's look back at the cast. How are they now? How are their lives? And how do their roles still live on in our memories? Taking this journey, we will find a bit of nostalgia and warmth from the past. Remember Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the great commander of the USS Enterprise? He was a symbol of calm, wisdom, and kindness, a leader who always chose words over fists, always finding the right path between complex moral lines. Patrick Stewart, born on July 13, 1940 in Murfield, England, brought his heart and soul to this role at the age of 47. With a deep, symphonic voice and deep, thoughtful eyes, he made Picard a friend and a teacher in our minds. The moments when he sat quietly with a cup of Earl Grey tea, or when he firmly said "make it so" in the middle of a space storm, taught us about patience and responsibility. Unlike the impulsive Captain Kirk before him, Picard was the embodiment of maturity, something we now appreciate even more in our old age. Today, at 84, Stewart is still working hard. He returns to Star Trek, Picard, bringing an aged but still passionate Picard to life. For older audiences, he is a reminder that age does not dim the flame of passion, but only makes it burn more intensely, like a beacon in the darkness. Stewart is proof that life, like a journey among the stars, is always worth continuing to explore.
Hello, what's your name? Where are you from? Being a little peckish. Time for a day-old tuna sub. Delicious. The loo. To the loo I go. Oh, oops.
Commander William Riker, or Will Riker, the charming and courageous first officer, must still be in your memory, right? With a warm smile like the autumn sun and a cool head full of strategy, he is Picard's right-hand man, always ready to rush into danger to protect the crew. Jonathan Frakes, born on August 19, 1952 in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, was only 35 years old when he put on his Starfleet uniform. The role of Riker is not only a commander, but also a man with a warm heart. His troubled romance with Deanna Troi has melted the hearts of many viewers since the days when we were young and watching the movie with our families. He taught us about loyalty, confidence, and ambition, values that, when we look back, we find so precious. Riker was not only an officer, but also the image of a trustworthy companion, always standing firm in the storm. Today, at the age of 72, Frakes still retains that charm, despite his gray hair. He not only continues to act but also becomes a talented director, contributing to keeping the Star Trek universe alive. For older audiences, Frakes reminds us that age is just a number, but passion and dedication are the winds that push the ship of life forward. Looking at him, we can see ourselves in the days when we dared to dream and dare to do.
I tried to get out of it 3 times. I said, "What? Don't you Zoom like or any other fucking podcast?" List of the people that you had. I rolled it on WW, Will Wheaton. And they both say, "Oh, please say hi to him. He's so great." It really is.
That's really nice. By the way, working with Will up there, you know, did you know a lot of the things that were going on personally?
I thought it was a copacetic family. We thought everything was hunky-dory, that they were just quiet.
Now, let's meet Geordie LaForge, the talented engineer with the unique visor glasses that help him see the world in a way that no one expected. LeVar Burton, born on February 16, 1957 in Landstuhl, West Germany, was only 30 years old when he transformed into Geordie, a character you will surely not forget. Although born blind, Geordie never let fate define him. With a sharp mind and skillful hands, he kept the Enterprise running smoothly through many crises. The friendship between Geordie and Data, an android and a human, is one of the most beautiful highlights of the series, isn't it? It reminds us that understanding and trust can overcome any barrier, whether between species or between broken hearts. Geordie is a symbol of resilience, of turning adversity into strength, a lesson that we now feel even more deeply in our old age. Today, at 68, Burton is still passionate about his art and his noble mission, promoting reading and education. He appears on screen, in new projects, and in his efforts to inspire younger generations. For older audiences, Burton is an affirmation that life is a journey of overcoming limitations, and that every day is an opportunity to shine, to leave a mark on the world, just as Geordie did on Enterprise.
The legacy of Star Trek isn't just the fact that woman too ultimately wasn't. I think
she was.
Yeah.
It was the woman who became Gene's wife, Major Roddenberry, who was shuffling, and they brought in Leonard Nimoy, which I thought, you know.
Book's still out of whether or not Spock worked as a character, right?
Really coming to terms with the humanity in our heroes.
Lieutenant Commander Data, the android with clear eyes and a heart that yearns to understand people, is definitely an unforgettable memory in your heart. Brent Spiner, born on February 2nd, 1949 in Houston, Texas, was 38 years old when he brought Data to us. With an innocent appearance but a brilliant mind, Data is a character that makes us laugh and cry at the same time. He has no emotions, but always tries to learn to become more human, from his awkward smile to his naive questions about love, friendship, and the meaning of life. The moments when he sits next to Picard or Geordi, listening and learning, teach us about curiosity and patience. Data is not just a machine, but the image of a soul on the journey of maturity, something that all of us, young and old, can sympathize with. Today, at 76, Spiner is still involved with Star Trek through film projects and voiceovers. His hair is gray, but his eyes still sparkle with the mischievous spirit of Data. For older audiences, he is a reminder that life is a never-ending series of discoveries, even when we think we know it all. Looking at Spiner, we see ourselves, always searching, always learning, and always hoping to leave a little light in this vast universe.
Everything, it seems like everything you do, you always have a lot of lines.
When I was doing it, every day, it is, you get better and better and better at it. I used to have a deal with my hours or whatever, because we were doing also 26 episodes. But I had a deal with myself that if I couldn't.
Remember Lieutenant Worf, the fierce and honorable Klingon warrior of the USS Enterprise? With his angular face and determined gaze, he was the unmistakable image of pride and loyalty. Michael Dorn, born December 9, 1952 in Luling, Texas, was 35 when he took on the role of Worf, the first Klingon in Starfleet. Worf was not only a warrior of extraordinary strength, but also a soul torn between Klingon tradition and duty to his comrades. The battles he fought, the oaths of honor he kept, taught us about courage and perseverance in the face of adversity. Remember the scene where he stood tall, facing prejudice, to defend what he believed in? It was the image of a man who had grown through hardship, something we now appreciate even more. Today, at 72, Dorn still appears in Star Trek projects, his deep, booming voice still bringing Worf to life. For older audiences, Dorn is a reminder that honor and integrity never fade, no matter how much time passes. Looking at him, we see the power of timeless values.
We met when I first worked with her. It was during the stunt.
Of course.
Things. But it was both of us are physical, so it wasn't difficult.
That's
when they started doing stuff and they said, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how to do it. It's challenging.
Right.
But I think we were up to it. There was one where.
Now, let's meet Dr. Beverly Crusher, the compassionate and talented doctor of the Enterprise. Gates McFadden, born on March 2nd, 1949 in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, was 38 when she became Beverly. With her fiery red hair and gentle smile, she not only healed wounds but also soothed lost souls. As the mother of Wesley Crusher and confidant of Picard, Beverly brought warmth to the coldness of space. Remember those times she stood in a medical room, bravely saving lives while struggling with her own emotions? She taught us that true strength lies in the balance between the head and the heart. Her never-ending love for Picard only made her more relatable, as did the regrets we once experienced. Now, at 76, McFadden is still starring in Star Trek and working as a multi-talented artist. To older audiences, she is a symbol of kindness and patience, beautiful qualities that time has only made clearer.
Work on something that Terry Matalas put out, but goes somewhere further, because we're older.
Icon, and you've been with TNG since the beginning, but what does season 3 mean to you?
What it was just this wonderful opportunity, and I love all the new castmates. We had a chance to work on something.
Counselor Deanna Troi, the woman with an understanding heart and the ability to feel every emotion, is certainly a beautiful memory in your heart. Marina Sirtis, born on March 29, 1955 in London, England, was 32 when she became Troi. Half Betazoid, half Earthling, she was the bridge between souls on the Enterprise. With her deep eyes and gentle voice, Troi helped Picard and the crew overcome many mental crises. Her romance with Riker, from the first shy days to the blossoming, made us believe in the power of love. Do you remember the scene where she sat listening and comforting others? It was a lesson in listening, something we cherish more as we grow older. Today, at the age of 69, Sirtis is still active in movies and meeting fans. To older audiences, she is a symbol of empathy and emotional resilience, priceless gifts we carry with us throughout our lives.
I usually just have to say, so how does that make you feel? Or, Captain.
There were episodes when you became a commander, you were on the...
I said to Jonathan Frakes, I said, you know, I know nothing. Did I not go to start? One episode where I was actually the expert in Romulan technology. I do remember one line because it took me so long.
Wesley Crusher, the boy genius of the Enterprise, probably made you both love and hate him, right? Will Wheaton, born on July 29, 1972 in Burbank, California, was only 15 when he played Wesley. The son of Dr. Beverly, he possessed wisdom beyond his years and a thirst for discovery. Although sometimes teased by fans as too smart, Wesley's journey from awkward teenager to man who chose his own path is a coming-of-age story that everyone has experienced. Remember those times he saved the ship with a strange idea? It reminded us that youth is always full of potential. Now, at 52, Wheaton is a talented actor, writer, and storyteller who is still attached to Star Trek. For older audiences, he represents the days when we dreamed big, fell down, and learned to stand up, a beautiful journey in life.
Something that was presented to...
Acting was actually something that was forced on me. I don't want to do this, I just want to be a kid. Let me be. For some reason, Dad will...
The role of Gordy LaChance in Stand By Me may have...
It hurts my heart to see that little boy, to see how much he's hurting.
It's caused him problems with his mental health as an adult.
I'm not going to be silenced anymore.
What feels...
Finally, meet Guinan, the mysterious bartender of 10 Forward with timeless wisdom. Whoopi Goldberg, born November 13, 1955 in New York, is 33 when she takes on the role of Guinan. An El-Orian, she is experienced and intuitive, often offering Picard insightful advice. Remember those times when she sat and listened, gently guiding people through the darkness? Guinan is the embodiment of the accumulated wisdom of the years, something we now understand even more. In real life, Goldberg is a huge star with a brilliant career from acting to hosting. At 69, she is still active, inspiring through neurogenesis. For older audiences, Guinan is a reminder that life experience is a precious treasure, and every story we tell can change a life.
Unaware of, to the level, or whether I was in something about missing them, because they've been gone a while now, you know, it's 11. I think I just was starting to forget a lot of stuff, because I have memories of things that happened, but...
Remember Q, the omnipotent being with the impish grin and endless pranks? He was a character that both annoyed and loved us in Star Trek, The Next Generation. John Delancey, born on March 20th, 1948 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was 39 when he played Q, an unimaginable being who loved to test humanity, especially Captain Picard. With his dramatic voice and mischievous eyes, Q brought moments of tension mixed with humor. Remember when he first appeared, putting the Enterprise on trial in space? Q's games were not only a challenge, but also a mirror for us to look at ourselves, about our pride, patience, and the meaning of life. He taught us that sometimes, the most unlikable people are the ones who force us to grow up. Now 77, Delancey is still active in film, voiceover, and Star Trek projects. For older audiences, Q is a reminder that life is full of surprises, and that even seemingly absurd challenges can be opportunities to discover inner strength. Watching Delancey, we can see ourselves facing hardships, then smiling and moving on.
It does. Of course, he's here in town, as you know him from Star Thing, for Kids with the Symphony.
Yes, and Sid Sobel, a doctor in Rochester for years, and he is of an age now where he felt that I wrote it, and we premiered it at Oberlin.
And people are working in the field all the time, and they're creating new music and everything, but
So we've gone back in time with the stars of Star Trek, The Next Generation. They remind us that aging is a journey of wisdom and nostalgia. Whose transformation do you think is the most surprising? Share. Like and follow Memory Journey to continue the beautiful stories. See you again. Premiering in the early 90s, Beverly Hills 90210 is not only a TV show, but also an icon of an entire generation. The show made the cast's names into stars, attached to the memories of millions of viewers. But after more than 3 decades, how have their lives changed? Are they still keeping the same aura of the past, or have they taken unexpected turns? Let's explore the journey of the stars of Beverly Hills 90210 up to 2025. Jason Priestley is one of the most prominent faces of Beverly Hills 90210, playing the role of Brandon Walsh, a good-natured, upright guy and the soul of the group of friends. With his handsome appearance and natural acting style, Jason quickly became an idol of the youth of the 90s. Not only an actor, he also tried his hand at directing some episodes. After leaving Beverly Hills 90210 in 1998, Jason continued to pursue his career with many impressive roles in Call Me Fitz, Private Eyes, and participating in directing and producing television projects. In addition to art, he also has a passion for racing but had a serious accident in 2002, forcing him to leave the track for a while. Currently, Jason has a happy life with his wife, makeup artist Naomi Lode, and 2 children. He is still attached to the entertainment industry, focusing more on directing and producing films.
How are you?
I'm good, Ian. How are you?
You're good. Really nice to meet you. How do I describe?
Whoa! Oh my God! That was called the Beverly Beach. He's in the rains. We had rain towers everywhere. And Luke was falling to his knees. I had the camera on a crane pulling away from him in the rain, and Luke and I.
Shannon Doherty entered the hearts of audiences as Brenda Walsh in Beverly Hills 90210, a strong, independent, but also vulnerable girl. The passionate love story between Brenda and Dylan McKay, Luke Perry, became one of the classic romantic stories of the 90s small screen. With her captivating acting, she quickly became a star, but also caused a lot of controversy because of her outspoken personality. After 4 seasons, Shannon left the series to the regret of fans due to behind-the-scenes conflicts. After that, Shannon continued her success as Prue Halliwell in Charmed, but also left the show after 3 seasons for the same reason. Despite many controversies, she is still a 90s screen icon. In 2015, Shannon was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She bravely shared her journey fighting the disease, becoming a strong source of inspiration. July 13, 2024, Shannon Doherty passed away at the age of 53 after nearly a decade of battling breast cancer. In her later years, Shannon continued to work in the arts when her health allowed and became a global spokesperson for cancer awareness, inspiring many with her resilience and optimism. Her passing has left a deep sorrow in the hearts of her colleagues and fans. Despite her passing, Shannon Doherty will always be remembered as an icon of courage and determination, leaving a deep impression on audiences through her memorable roles and resilient fighting spirit against the disease. Jenny Garth is famous for her role as Kelly Taylor in Beverly Hills 90210, one of the most impressive character developments of the series. From a rich, arrogant girl, Kelly gradually matured after many incidents such as addiction, abuse, and a love triangle with Dylan McKay, Luke Perry, and Brenda Walsh, Shannon Doherty. With outstanding beauty and captivating acting, Jenny quickly became one of the most beloved faces of the series. After Beverly Hills 90210, Jenny continued her acting career with What I Like About You and returned in the 2008 version of 90,210 as the adult Kelly Taylor. She also participated in reality TV, wrote memoirs, and tried her hand at production. In her personal life, Jenny has been through 3 marriages and currently lives with her 3 daughters. In 2024, she criticized the Oscars when the Academy did not honor Shannon Doherty in the In Memoriam section. Currently, Jenny is still active in the arts and spends a lot of time with her family.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
So do you.
I'm good.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
you know, it's just sad. It's sad for all of us. We were brothers and sisters.
Well, now everybody from Beverly Hills is moving to Miami, so your reunion is going to have to be in Miami.
That was the moment that Kelly had to choose between Brand.
Ian Ziering is widely known for his role as Steve Sanders in Beverly Hills 90210. His character is a rich, sassy, but also humorous and warm-hearted guy. Initially a true playboy, Steve gradually matured through many challenges, becoming a businessman and a responsible man. With his charming acting, Ian made Steve one of the most beloved characters of the series. After Beverly Hills 90210 ended, Ian continued his acting career but did not have any famous roles until he joined the Sharknado series from 2013, attracting the attention of the audience and becoming a pop culture phenomenon. Regarding his personal life, Ian married Erin Ludwig in 2010 and has 2 daughters, Mia and Penna. However, in 2019, the couple announced their divorce after nearly a decade of living together. Ian is currently focusing on raising his children and maintaining a good relationship with his ex-wife to ensure a stable environment for his children. Recently, on New Year's Eve 2023, Ian encountered an incident when he was attacked by a group of motorcyclists in Los Angeles. Despite the tense situation, he and his daughter were not injured and the police arrested 2 suspects related to the incident. In addition to acting, Ian also participated in reality TV shows such as Dancing with the Stars and The Masked Singer, showing the diversity of his artistic career. He is also actively involved in charity work and maintains a presence on social media, where he shares about his personal life, work, and upcoming projects. Currently, Ian Ziering continues to pursue his passion for art while spending time with his family and social activities, affirming his position in the entertainment industry.
You know, that's a tough question because it blindsided. That vision flashed in my mind. I said, are you serious? Are you a gig? You know, the iconic bow tie and French cuffs. You know, it's a month in Vegas and dancing for Chippendales. Got her blessing, and then I called my manager back. I said, look, you know, I think if it was drunk nightclub dancing with the...
Brian Austin Green was born on July 15, 1973 in Los Angeles, California, USA. He began his acting career at a young age and quickly became a familiar face on the small screen. However, it was his role as Steve Sanders in the hit TV series Beverly Hills 90210 that really brought his name to new heights. After the success of Beverly Hills 90210, Brian continued to participate in many television and film projects. He appeared in series such as Terminator, The Sarah Connor Chronicles, Desperate Housewives, and Anger Management. In addition, Brian also tried his hand at music and production, demonstrating his versatility and passion for art. Brian Austin Green was married to actress Megan Fox in 2010. The couple has 3 sons together. However, after many ups and downs, they officially divorced in 2020. After splitting from Megan Fox, Brian started a relationship with Australian dancer Sharna Burgess in 2020. The couple welcomed their first son, Zane, in 2022. In 2023, they announced their engagement, marking a new chapter in both of their lives. Recently, Brian Austin Green shared about the health challenges he faced, including being unable to walk for long periods of time. However, with the support of his family and especially Sharna Burgess, he overcame this difficult period. In addition, Brian also participates in charity activities, supporting survivors of child sexual abuse through programs such as Left Right Hook. From a teenage star in Beverly Hills 90210, Brian Austin Green has experienced many ups and downs in both his career and personal life. Currently, he is enjoying a happy life with his family, continuing to pursue his passion for art and contributing to the community through charitable activities.
We are here at Planet Comic-Con, Kansas City with Brian Austin Green from Great Show with a fantastic run.
Amazing run. I think the fact that it really worked, the internet didn't exist, social media didn't exist. Today, I thought it was 34 a season we would do.
So did you guys get it?
Gabrielle Carteris, born January 2, 1961, is an American actress, best known for her role as Andrea Zuckerman on the hit series Beverly Hills 90210. Her character, a smart, ambitious girl, became a role model for many young viewers at that time. Before joining Beverly Hills 90210, Gabrielle had appeared in a number of television shows, but it was her role as Andrea that made her mark in the hearts of fans. Although she left the series after the 5th season, she continued her acting career with roles in Nip/Tuck, Criminal Minds, and many other television series. Not only limited to acting, Gabrielle Carteris also made important contributions to the entertainment industry as the president of the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA, from 2016 to 2021. In this role, she actively defended the rights of actors, especially in issues such as gender equality and working conditions. Currently, Gabrielle is still involved in film and television projects and continues to work for the rights of artists. From a television star to a leader in the entertainment industry, she has proven herself not only as a talented actor, but also as a true influencer.
Such an honor for me to be in this room with you tonight, and men across the country who have shared their truths with truth is power. And women are stepping into. We are in the midst of a massive we are making a difference. You are.
Luke Perry, born October 11, 1966 in Mansfield, Ohio, is one of the iconic faces of the 90s thanks to his role as Dylan McKay in Beverly Hills 90210. With his romantic appearance and mysterious demeanor, the character Dylan became the charming bad boy model of a generation of audiences. This role not only brought Luke Perry to the peak of fame, but also helped him become one of the leading male gods of Hollywood at that time. After the resounding success with Beverly Hills 90210, Luke Perry continued to try his hand at many different film genres. He participated in television and film projects such as Oz, Jeremiah, and especially Riverdale, where he played Fred Andrews, a model, responsible father. The mature, calm image in Riverdale proved that Luke Perry is not only a youth icon, but also a talented actor with diverse transformation abilities. Sadly, Luke Perry passed away on March 4, 2019, after suffering a stroke at the age of 52. His passing left many colleagues and fans mourning his passing. Despite his short life, he remained an important part of popular culture, an icon of Hollywood in the 90s and beyond.
I've been telling my producer, I'm like 90210.
It is the Archie comic, and we've updated it a lot.
Tori Spelling, born May 16, 1973 in Los Angeles, California, is an American actress best known for her role as Donna Martin in the hit television series Beverly Hills 90210. As the daughter of famous film producer Aaron Spelling, Tori had the advantage of entering the entertainment industry early. However, it was her talent and efforts that helped her build a solid career in the hearts of the audience. As Donna Martin, Tori quickly won the hearts of the audience thanks to the image of an innocent but strong-willed girl. After Beverly Hills 90210, she continued to participate in many television projects such as 90210 Reboot Version in 2008, as well as reality shows such as Tori and Dean, Home Sweet Hollywood. Besides acting, Tori is also the author of several best-selling books and participates in the fashion industry. Her personal life is quite complicated, as she married Dean McDermott in 2006 and has 5 children. Despite many financial and family challenges, Tori Spelling has maintained her career and affirmed herself in the entertainment industry with resilience and determination to overcome difficulties.
We were just going full speed at the time. Yeah. We didn't know. Like, we weren't, who knows if we would have survived it if we'd been, like, acutely aware that everybody... I'm, like, fangirling on such a hard level right now. I'm like, I look back now and I'm like, oh, gosh.
Over the past 3 decades, the cast of Beverly Hills 90210 has gone through many changes, from the heights of fame to unexpected turns in their lives and careers. However, they remain indelible icons in the hearts of fans. Continue to follow the journey of these stars and discover more interesting stories from them. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we will be looking back at the cast of the classic film Pale Rider, 1985, and see how their lives have changed 40 years later. This film is not only a great Western, but also marked Clint Eastwood's impressive return to the genre. So what are the familiar faces of the film doing now? Let's find out. In 1985, already an icon of the cowboy film genre, Clint Eastwood continued to affirm his position with Pale Rider. In the film, he played the Preacher, a mysterious gunman who appeared to protect the wheat gold miners from the oppression of powerful forces. This character has the typical Eastwood style, quiet, cold but powerful, becoming one of the most memorable roles in his career. Clint Eastwood, May 31, 1930, is still an immortal monument of Hollywood. At the age of 95, 2025, although he has reduced the frequency of appearing in front of the camera, he has not stopped creating as a director. Recent works such as Cry Macho, 2021, prove that his talent has not faded over time. The film bears Eastwood's mark, both profound, emotional, and maintaining the spirit of an old gunman facing the past. In addition to his film career, Eastwood is also a symbol of the tireless work ethic. He has never truly left Hollywood, but continues to contribute and inspire the next generation. Whether as the Preacher on screen or a dedicated filmmaker behind the scenes, Eastwood remains a living legend of American cinema.
Good. How you doing?
Hal, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not doing. I think I'll ever tell anybody.
Really?
It's May 30th.
Yeah, I'm going to give you. Yeah, of course I am. Just tell you're like healthy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with my grandfather, who was in his 90s, and I thought.
Michael Moriarty, April 5, 1941, who played Minor Hull Barrett in Pale Rider, 1985, had a long career in film and television. His character was an upright man oppressed by powerful forces, but with the help of the Preacher, Clint Eastwood, Hull Barrett finds hope and courage to fight to protect his community. After the success of Pale Rider, Moriarty continued to make his mark as prosecutor Benjamin Stone on the series Law and Order in the early 1990s. The role brought him widespread recognition, but by the mid-1990s he had left Hollywood, partly due to disagreements with the government of the time. Since then, Moriarty has turned to writing and music, two of his great passions. He has published many literary works and is also a talented pianist. At 84, 2025, Moriarty lives a quiet life, away from the limelight. He rarely appears in public, but still maintains his passion for art in his own way. Although he is no longer active in the entertainment industry, his name is still associated with memorable roles, especially in Pale Rider and Law and Order. Carrie Snodgrass, October 27, 1945 to April 1, 2004, the talented actress who played Sarah Wheeler in Pale Rider, 1985, left a deep impression with her natural and authentic acting. The character of Sarah Wheeler is a strong, determined widow who faces threats from those who want to seize the land of the mining community. This role helped her affirm her talent, bringing emotional depth to the film. Before Pale Rider, Snodgrass was famous for her role in Diary of a Mad Housewife, 1970, the film that brought her an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe Award. After this success, her career had many ups and downs when she temporarily stopped acting to focus on her personal life. However, she still returned to the screen with memorable roles in both film and television. Sadly, Carrie Snodgrass passed away on April 1, 2004 at the age of 57 due to complications from heart disease and liver failure. Despite her early passing, she is still remembered as a talented actress who left her mark through her emotional and realistic roles. Pale Rider and Diary of a Mad Housewife are still typical works that marked her career in the hearts of audiences. Chris Penn, October 10, 1965 to January 24, 2006, is a familiar face in the action and crime film genre, but in Pale Rider, 1985, he transformed into Josh LaHood, the arrogant son of Boscoy LaHood. Penn's character is impulsive, cruel, but also somewhat incompetent, completely opposite to the cold, scary image of the preacher, Clint Eastwood. Although not the main villain, Josh LaHood still left his mark as a typical troublemaker of the Wild West. After Pale Rider, Chris Penn continued to conquer audiences with more edgy roles. One of his biggest successes was Reservoir Dogs, 1992, where he played nice guy Eddie, a sophisticated, fierce, but also colorful character. Penn's career was synonymous with gangsters, corrupt cops, and outlaws, making him a beloved face in the action genre. However, the spotlight did not last forever. On January 24, 2006, Chris Penn was found dead at the age of 40 due to heart disease. His sudden passing left many regrets, because despite his short career, he was still an actor with his own charm, someone who brought authenticity to his gritty roles on screen. From Pale Riders to Reservoir Dogs, Penn had time to make a name for himself in Hollywood's crime and action films. Richard Dysart, March 30, 1929 to April 5, 2015, was a veteran actor who specialized in powerful and scheming roles. In Pale Rider, 1985, he transformed into Coy LaHood, a wealthy and ruthless landowner who would do anything to eliminate small-time gold miners. With his cold demeanor, piercing eyes, and menacing tone, Dysart made Coy LaHood a memorable villain, going toe-to-toe with the preacher, Clint Eastwood. After Pale Rider, Dysart continued his brilliant career, especially with his role as lawyer Leland Mackenzie on the series L.A. Law, 1986 to 1994. This role earned him an Emmy Award and established his position in the industry. He also appeared in many notable works such as The Thing, 1982, and Wall Street, 1987, always excellently portraying characters with authority and depth. Dysart passed away on April 5, 2015 at the age of 86, leaving behind a formidable acting legacy. Whether as a ruthless tycoon in Pale Rider, a sharp lawyer in L.A. Law, or a memorable supporting character in many classic films, he always delivered quality performances, helping his name live forever in the hearts of movie lovers. John Russell, January 3, 1921 to January 19, 1991, was a familiar face in the Western genre, known for his tough appearance, majestic demeanor, and deep voice. In Pale Rider, 1985, he played Sheriff Stockburn, a ruthless gunman hired to kill the preacher, Clint Eastwood. Russell's character was not only a corrupt law enforcement officer, but also provided the perfect contrast to Eastwood's Western hero. With his cold eyes and calm demeanor, Stockburn became one of the most memorable villains in the Western genre. Before Pale Rider, Russell had a decades-long career, mainly associated with cowboy films. He became famous for the television series Lawman, 1958 to 1962, where he played Sheriff Dan Troop, a character with a more upright character than Stockburn. He also appeared in classics such as Rio Bravo, 1959, and The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, where he continued to show his sharpness and authority. John Russell died on January 19, 1991, but his image lives on through immortal Western films. With his rugged appearance, strong temperament, and excellent ability to transform into roles, he contributed to shaping the image of the American Western man on screen, leaving an indelible mark in the hearts of fans of cowboy films. Sidney Penny, August 7, 1971, is the actress who played Megan Wheeler, Sarah Wheeler's daughter, in Pale Rider, 1985. When she joined the film, Penny was only 14 years old, but she played the role of an innocent but curious girl who admired the preacher, Clint Eastwood. The character Megan is an emotional highlight in the film, representing purity in the violent world of the Wild West. After Pale Rider, Sidney Penny continued to achieve success in the entertainment industry, especially with her roles on television. She became famous for her role as Julia Santos in All My Children and Meg Cummings in Sunset Beach. Thanks to her gentle beauty and natural acting ability, she quickly became a familiar face in the long-running television series genre. Although she is no longer as active as when she was young, Sidney Penny is still attached to art, participating in acting and film production. She also spends a lot of time with her family and personal projects. With a career spanning over 4 decades, Penny has proven that she is not only a successful child actress, but also a talented artist with her own mark in the entertainment industry. Doug McGrath, March 13, 1935 to July 16, 2020, was a veteran actor who played Spider Conway in Pale Rider, 1985. His character was a hot-tempered miner who was skeptical of the preacher, Clint Eastwood, but was eventually drawn into the fight to protect his community from the oppression of Coila Hood. With his authentic acting style, McGrath brought a tough but vulnerable image of the Western working class. McGrath's career spanned decades, with a variety of roles in both film and television. He frequently appeared in action, crime, and cowboy films, notably The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, Magnum Force, 1973, and Ghosts of Mars, 2001. Although not an A-list star, McGrath was a reliable actor who always delivered impressive performances. Doug McGrath passed away on July 16, 2020 at the age of 85. Although he is no longer here, he is still remembered for his unique roles, contributing to the appeal of many classic films. With his rustic and authentic acting style, McGrath left an impression on those who love Western and action movies. Richard Kiel, September 13, 1939 to September 10, 2014, was an actor whose giant stature, at 7 feet 11 inches, 2.18 meters, made him one of Hollywood's most memorable villains. In Pale Rider, 1985, Kiel played Club, a muscular henchman of the boss Coila Hood. Despite being an opponent of the preacher, Clint Eastwood, Club had a memorable moment when he refused to kill people senselessly, showing more depth than the usual villain. Before Pale Rider, Kiel was famous for his role as Jaws in the James Bond series, appearing in The Spy Who Loved Me, 1977, and Moonraker, 1979. The character Jaws, with his steel teeth and superhuman strength, became one of the iconic villains of the spy genre. He also appeared in numerous films and television shows, including The Longest Yard, 1974, and Happy Gilmore, 1996, where he demonstrated his versatility between serious and comedic roles. Richard Kiel died on September 10, 2014, just 3 days before his 75th birthday. With his distinctive appearance and impressive acting ability, Keel has carved a lasting impression in film history. Although he mainly played villains, he always brought originality and even a touch of humanity to the characters he portrayed. The cast of Pale Rider has had different turns in life. Some continue to shine, some have left this world. But what cannot be denied is that this movie still lives forever in the hearts of fans. If you love this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss other interesting stories. See you in the next episode. The hit police drama Chicago PD first hit our screens in 2014, bringing intense crime-fighting action and unforgettable characters. Now, over a decade later, let's take a look at how the 10 main cast members have changed and where they are today in 2025. Jason Begg, Hank Voight. Since 2014, Jason Begg's steely-eyed portrayal of Sergeant Hank Voight has been the backbone of Chicago PD, defining the show with his mix of intensity, toughness, and surprising vulnerability. At 53, his gruff voice and commanding presence made Voight one of television's most complex anti-heroes, a cop who bends the rules but remains fiercely loyal to his team. Now 65, Begg continues to lead Chicago PD with the same raw energy, proving that Voight's moral dilemmas and unrelenting pursuit of justice still captivate audiences. His ability to balance brute force with emotional depth has made him an enduring favorite among fans. Off-screen, Begg has drawn attention for his outspoken nature, particularly regarding his past involvement with and departure from Scientology. His candidness about Hollywood, personal growth, and controversies only adds to his real-life persona as someone unafraid to speak his mind. With over a decade in Chicago PD, Begg's impact on the series is undeniable. His portrayal of Voight remains one of television's most compelling performances, proving that even in a constantly evolving TV landscape, some characters and actors are simply irreplaceable.
Kind of guy. Cop, at least efficient. He knows. He gets the job too far with Casey and all that kind of stuff. Responsible person.
Amy Morton, Trudy Platt. Amy Morton brought a perfect mix of wit, toughness, and heart to Chicago PD as Desk Sergeant Trudy Platt, a role she has owned since the show's inception in 2014. At 62, Morton's commanding yet compassionate presence made Platt a fan favorite, a no-nonsense supervisor with a sharp tongue and an undeniable soft spot for her officers. Now 74, Morton continues to deliver standout performances, proving that age is no barrier to excellence. Whether trading sarcastic barbs or offering quiet moments of wisdom, she remains a vital part of Chicago PD, grounding the series with her steady and authoritative presence. Her background in theater, including acclaimed work on Broadway and at the Steppenwolf Theater Company, shines through in her layered portrayal of Platt. Off-screen, Morton keeps a lower profile than some of her co-stars, dedicating herself to acting and directing rather than the Hollywood spotlight. However, her impact on the series and her legacy as a seasoned performer remains undeniable. With every sharp-witted remark and knowing glance, she continues to prove that some things, like talent and presence, only get better with time.
Okay. That's an image. It starts out with a bang, and find out who did this.
You know, when I first heard about the episode,
Yeah.
super.
No shoes. Just gone. Just blown out of my shoes. But yeah, it's still really fun. It's still really fun to be able to have the pressure of constantly being under a microscope. You get to actually have a life.
Jesse Lee Soffer, Jay Halstead. Jesse Lee Soffer made an immediate impact on Chicago PD when he debuted as Detective Jay Halstead in 2014. At just 30, he brought a perfect balance of discipline, intensity, and emotional depth to the role, quickly becoming a fan favorite. His chemistry with co-stars, particularly in his partnership with Erin Lindsay, Sophia Bush, and later his marriage to Haley Upton, Tracy Spiridakos, added layers to his character, making Halstead one of the most compelling figures in the series. Now 43, Soffer's presence on Chicago PD remains strong, though his journey took a major turn when he exited the show in 2022. His departure marked a bittersweet moment for fans, as Halstead's moral code and deep sense of justice had become a cornerstone of the series. However, his impact is still felt, and many still hope for his return in some capacity. Off-screen, Soffer maintains a private life, staying mostly out of the tabloids while focusing on his craft. Whether on-screen or behind the camera, he even directed an episode of Chicago PD. His contributions to the franchise remain significant. His legacy as Jay Halstead continues to resonate, proving that some roles leave a lasting mark.
I'm Jesse Lee Soffer, and I'm going to play this or that with variety. A lot of my friends make fun of me that I'm like Mr. Rogers. Like, I go home, take off my shoes, put on slippers, get real comfy. Buddies that if I just call them, everything's great, but if we're texting, it's like so short. Never mind, pick up the phone. DMs, although I might get called. Who knows, maybe I get to the gym, but golf, #1 priority. 0 degrees last week.
John Seda, Antonio Dawson. John Seda's portrayal of Detective Antonio Dawson in Chicago PD brought depth, strength, and emotional complexity to the series. At 43 in 2014, he quickly became a fan favorite, balancing Dawson's fierce dedication to the job with his personal struggles. His presence also tied Chicago PD to Chicago Fire, reinforcing the interconnected universe. Dawson's journey was marked by loyalty, internal battles, and heartbreaking decisions, including his struggles with addiction. Seda's layered performance made his character one of the show's most compelling figures. Though he left Chicago PD in 2019 after several exits and returns, his impact remains significant. Now 55, Seda continues to impress audiences with roles in shows like La Brea, 2021 to 2023. His ability to bring authenticity to every role keeps him a respected presence in Hollywood. Though he has moved on, his legacy as Antonio Dawson remains unforgettable.
The character Jason Begay, who plays Hank Voight, and my characters in this, and the star of the show is the police. It's CPD. There's going to be a lot of intertwining, which is not like, I'm sure people hear and they say, another.
Patrick John Pfluger, B. December 10th, 1983, Adam Ruzek. Patrick John Pfluger became a household name in 2014 when he took on the role of Adam Ruzek in Chicago PD. At 30, his portrayal of the impulsive yet loyal officer brought a youthful energy to the team. Ruzek's journey has been marked by intense undercover operations, personal struggles, and a long-running, complicated relationship with Kim Burgess, Marina Squarciati, keeping fans invested for over a decade. Now 42, Pfluger remains a key part of the show, delivering gripping performances as Ruzek navigates the dangers of his job while trying to maintain personal stability. His character's evolution from a reckless young recruit to a seasoned officer has made him one of Chicago PD's most dynamic figures. Off-screen, Pfluger generates buzz with his private life, including rumored romances with co-stars. However, he keeps a relatively low profile, focusing on his craft. With his undeniable screen presence and deep connection to his character, Pfluger continues to be an integral part of the Chicago PD universe. Sophia Bush, B. July 8, 1982, Erin Lindsay. Sophia Bush captivated audiences as Detective Erin Lindsay in Chicago PD, bringing depth and toughness to the role of a reformed delinquent turned skilled investigator. At 31, she quickly became a standout, portraying Lindsay's emotional struggles, loyalty to Hank Voight, Jason Begg, and complex romance with Jay Halstead, Jesse Lee Soffer. Her performance made Lindsay one of the most beloved characters in the One Chicago universe. However, Bush's time on the show ended abruptly in 2017 amid behind-the-scenes controversy, with reports of a toxic work environment contributing to her exit. Despite this, her career remained strong. Now 43, Bush is still a Hollywood powerhouse, taking on high-profile roles in series like Good Sam, 2022, and Love, Victor, 2020 to 2022. Beyond acting, she is a dedicated activist, using her platform to advocate for women's rights, climate change, and political engagement. Her legacy on Chicago PD remains significant, proving that her talent and influence extend far beyond her time on the show.
This is drama. What happened? Left. Lindsay gets recruited to help run a federal task force, which is told she can pursue the kind of cases she wants to pursue, and you know.